Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Employment, Senator Cash. Can the minister update the Senate on the ways the government is assisting young Australians into employment?
The Minister for Employment, Senator Cash.
Thank you, Mr President, and I thank Senator Smith for the question. The government recognises that we need to provide assistance to support young Australians into employment and also to ensure that they have the skills and the support that they need to do this. One of the things that we've done as a government is that we have obviously released our Growing Jobs and Small Business package. What that does is it makes it easier for small business to flourish, but in particular it makes it easier for job seekers and particularly young job seekers to get work. We also have a $300 million youth employment strategy, and what this does is it introduces new initiatives that provide incentives to employers, because it's the employers who have the jobs. So it provides incentive to employers to take on unemployed job seekers. It also builds on young job seekers' employability skills, because we know they sometimes need assistance in this regard. What it also does is it strengthens job seekers' obligations to reinforce the community expectation that young people should be doing all that they can to find themselves a job. I've also recently been able to invite organisations to apply for funding under our new Empowering Youth initiatives. This is going to allow those organisations to deliver proposals that help young people, but in particular those young people who are at risk of long-term unemployment. I've also invited not-for-profit community organisations to put forward proposals for innovative ideas to help vulnerable young Australians find, but not just find, but also keep the job that they find. And what we're looking at with these organisations is ideas that are slightly different approaches to those that are currently available. We're all about getting people into jobs and ensuring that as a government we provide them with the requisite tools to do this.
The time for answering the question has expired. Senator Smith, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. Can the minister advise the Senate how the transition to work service will help younger Australians find work?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. And we on this side of the chamber believe that the best form of welfare is a job. And that is why, as a government, we are doing everything that we can to ensure that Australians are able to find work. In relation to the transition to work service, this is specifically designed to help young people between the ages of 15 to 21 who are out of work and who are not engaged in education. We're investing $322 million, so a significant investment, into the Transition to Work program to find the best organisations to deliver results for both young people but also for the Australian taxpayer. What this service is going to do is it's going to provide intensive pre-employment support to improve the work readiness of young people and then to help them into work or into education. We know that young people are the future of our society and we need them to be in a job so that they can be productive.
The time for answering the question has expired. Final supplementary question, Senator Smith.
Thank you, Mr President. Can the minister advise the Senate how the National Work Experience program will help build skills younger Australians can use to find work?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. Look, one of the things that the government is aware of is that employer surveys show that often insufficient work experience itself prevents many job seekers, but in particular young job seekers, from getting and then keeping a job. So on the 1st of October, we launched the National Work Experience program. What the program is going to do, it's going to aim to build the confidence and real-life work experience of job seekers so that we can better prepare them for what it is like to be in the workforce, but also so we can ensure that employers' expectations are managed. Employers who participate in the program and go on to offer a young person paid employment after their placement may be eligible to receive a wage subsidy of up to $6,500 over 12 months. The program is focused on getting young job seekers the right experience so that we can get them into sustainable employment.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Lazarus.